Hi there. Hope you like the t-shirt. There's a purpose for this t-shirt. I was scrolling through my phone the other day, clearing out a few photos, etc., and I came across a couple of videos that brought one of the best days of last year back to my memory. Obviously the best day of last year was the day I proposed to my partner and she said yes. Unfortunately I don't have any videos of that. But anyway, November last year, one of my friends was over in the country, in the area, from Australia, as they'd lost a member of their family and had to come over and sort out the funeral. Very, very sad time for him. And I hopefully helped him to cope with it just by being there for him. And anyway, while he was here, he has a link to this band, Airbourne. Now at the time I didn't know who Airbourne were, and he said to me, oh, they're playing in London, because they were on tour in the UK at the time. Perhaps we could go and see them. Well, my anxiety issues normally would mean I'd say no, because I just don't do last minute. I don't do unplanned. I mean, I'd go to concerts and days out and things like that, but I plan them in advance and I have plenty of notice and I'm organising things and I'm in control. But a last minute thing like that becomes very stressful for me. Anyway, I thought about it and I did accept this opportunity, and we made some plans. It was a little bit haphazard, but we got a plan going for that night. Anyway, there seems to be some miscommunications, and this set my anxiety off again. People were saying, well, I'm supposed to be here and you're supposed to be there, and where are we, etc, etc. I'm still at home waiting for someone to pick me up. This all sort of seemed to get a little bit too much, and I was one push of the button away from sending a message to say, you know, forget it, I'm not doing with this is just too much stress for me. I like things to be organised and run reasonably smoothly. Anyway, at that point, just as I'm over the button, my lift arrived. So I went, and do you know what? It was absolutely fantastic. We had VIP tickets. My brother drove us to the venue, and as he's disabled, we parked directly behind the venue. We saw The Wild, Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, and then Airbourne, and afterwards we had a little drink with Airbourne and chatted to the guys, chatted to a couple of guys from The Wild as well. All three bands were absolutely fantastic on the night, they really were. And Joel, the singer from Airbourne, presented us all with a t-shirt, which is why I'm wearing it today. Anyway, I found two videos on my phone. One's a small clip of Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, where I was really just trying to get used to using my phone to do a little bit of videoing. But hey, it's not the best sound quality, it's certainly not the best picture work, because it is basic phone, and it was the first time I tried to sort of video anything other than my dog over the park. So yeah, see what you think of that. But then I got the intro of Airbourne, or the majority of the intro of Airbourne, and their first sort of minute or two on stage, and yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. The whole night was brilliant, and my brother had sorted out the insurance on his car so he could have a couple of drinks, and I drove them home because I don't drink anymore. And overall we got back very late and we were all exhausted the next day, but such a buzz. Now if I'd let my anxiety get on top of me and I pulled out. I had a couple of opportunities there to pull out. When he first asked me, I could have just said no. Yeah, I didn't fancy it, because that would have been my usual reaction a couple of years ago. And then when it got to the point of being picked up and it didn't seem to be happening, I could have dropped out then at the last minute, which is something that I used to do to a point, and I'm trying not to, but I still get anxiety over these sort of events, to the point where at the last minute I'll look for an excuse to get out of it, so I don't have to be in a place where maybe I'm not in control of what's going on, and I don't know the people around me, and I'm going to meet people that I don't know, and they're going to be judging me, but they're not really. They're there to see the band. They don't care who I am, as long as I don't get in their way, and I don't tend to do that. Anyway, I'm getting better at getting past these things, and if you work at these with them, then perhaps you can work at your anxiety problems if you have any, and just maybe take that chance and go out and have an absolutely fantastic night. Now if you like rock music, I hope you appreciate these videos, and enjoy them. They're not the best, they're not the greatest, my phone is probably not the most high spec out there, but they're the best I could do at the time from the place I was sitting at. And when I watch them, it still gives me a little tingle and reminds me of what a great night it was. And if I'd let my mental issues get the better of me, I would never have known about it. And I would never have known about this band, who I've now bought one of their records, and I will be buying others when I get the time and a little bit of money to get around to it. And hopefully I'll be able to film a few more of the concerts I go to. I do go to a few in every year. Just little clips of each band, and I hope the bands themselves don't mind a little bit of footage I'm putting up. There's no whole songs on there, and I hope that that doesn't infringe any of their copyright, and I don't get any lawyers on my back. I don't suppose I really should, because at the end of the day it's just showing people playing some great rock and roll, and will hopefully persuade a few more of you to go out and buy their music, or go and see their concerts, or go and see another band, just to remind you that live music is out there and it's great. And when you're at a concert, no one's worried about you if you just go wearing your normal gear, and as long as you're not sort of turning up with ridiculous hairstyles and dressed outrageously at a Cliff Richard concert, then, you know, as long as you don't stand out and make yourself stand out, then why would anybody notice you? There's thousands of people there, all for one thing, to have a good time and to hear some music. In this case was Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons and Airbourne. They're the ones on the video. Before them were the Wild, and all the guys I met afterwards from Airbourne and the Wild. They were really nice and really friendly, and I couldn't have had a better night, and I thank you all for that. So hopefully these videos don't look too bad on YouTube. Please enjoy.